All right, let's try this again. I
remember my first time starting in the chat.
We started this 5 minutes ago. We just never went live. This is the
We
wrap-up
just were
show with John
talking.
and Jim. We were just talking, and we never went live.
Yeah.
Padres win 4-2 behind Trent Grisham's walk-off, which is unbelievable the way he had been hitting the ball. And then, obviously, MacKenzie Gore, who now leads the National League in ERA if he qualified, 1.71 ERA. Padres off for St. Louis. They'll begin a series tomorrow at 11:15 a.m. Pacific. John and Jim with you. Thank you for support of this channel. If you hit that subscribe button, we have year-round content for Padres fans. So if you're a Padres fan, you got to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD, at John and Jim for our radio show. Also, we now have the podcast available for you. There's a link in the chat. There's also a link available down below. After these shows wrap up, we will post these shows as a podcast edition if you want to listen on the go. If you'd rather listen to the audio as opposed to watch the video, please consider subscribing to our podcast. Link down below, again, by clicking show more or by looking back in the chat here today. But Jim, all things considered, the Padres win this series. It wasn't great yesterday when they lost that lead in the ninth inning behind Taylor Rogers, but they do win this series against the Pirates. They take 2 out of 3, and they're off for St. Louis for tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, today would have been a very bad loss. I don't care if Machado's not in the lineup. I don't care if Tatis. Today would have been a really bad loss, and you're looking at a losing homestand. Now they 3-3 homestand against the Brewers and Pirates. Not the greatest thing in the world, but I mean, you could go 2-4 in the homestand and lose 2 or 3 to the Pirates. The way that they pitched this series, by the way, the Padres, that would have not been good.
Right.
Last night, no offense, but I think that's kind of to be expected when you look at that lineup. It's kind of hard to expect that lineup to do anything. And then you kind of felt the same way today. And that's how it was the entire game until your boy Trent Grisham with the 2-run walk-off homer, desperately needed. But I think we should start with MacKenzie Gore because this guy's a dude. He's got the it factor, John. He's the real deal. It's every time Gore's set to pitch, to me, it's almost like must watch television. Okay, say that 3 times fast. Must watch television for MacKenzie Gore. He's that good and that fun to watch. And he leads, I think, what was the stat here? I put it in our rundown because it shows all his rookie stats this year so far, like the rankings go. And I think he's maybe 5 or 6 innings off from qualifying for ERA in the National League. But right now, his 1.71 ERA leads all qualifying National League rookies. His 47 strikeouts are second, 42 innings pitched ranks third, and his 208 batting average and 1.07 WHIP is ranks 4th out of all rookies. To me, that's
pretty good.
It's very good. He's the rookie of the year right now.
Well, let's start with our super chat here from Michael Yench, and then we'll get into MacKenzie Gore. We'll get to all your super chats. We appreciate the super chats rolling in. Again, if you're just making your way into the chat here tonight, it's the wrap-up show with John and Jim. Please subscribe. We have year-round Padres content. And again, find our new podcast available by clicking the Show More link down below. We'll tell you about Mark Nimitz, our title sponsor, in a moment. Michael, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for your support of this channel.
Buddy.
We saw this came in before we went live. So
while we were thinking that we
thought we were live. So we thought we were getting to it initially. But Michael says, how about Grisham with that walk-off? And Kim needs to go. So Kim today actually did have a base hit, but he is, as Jim would tell you, mired in this home slump this year. Trent Grisham's been mired just in a slump, regardless of location. But that was a huge moment for Grisham. Will it carry over? I have no idea. Hopefully it does. I think my takeaway is Grisham needed a moment like that. He got a moment like that. And can he build off it? Because he's been streaking his Padres career. And sometimes, that means he'll streak in a positive direction, something he hasn't yet done this year.
And it comes on the heels of C.J. Abrams getting the start in center field for El Paso. Do you see that?
I did.
Yeah. So he definitely was looking at the Twitters and saw that his replacement is getting some reps in center field down in the minors.
Because unfortunately, the Padres don't have a good. C.J. Abrams. I don't think they consider him an everyday center fielder tomorrow.
He's. I mean, you look at his stats in AAA. You look at his stats in AAA, where you should be raking, and he's not hitting at all.
No, he's hitting. Yeah, he's been hitting actually.
AAA, he's hitting like 180.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. Let me look it up.
I didn't realize it either until I saw it today. He's hitting under 200 with an OPS of like 590.
Hold on.
Yeah. In AAA.
No, he's hitting 257 with a 780 OPS in AAA.
What about? Oh, well.
Yeah, he was hitting 182. No, that's what he hit in the majors. 182 with a 540 OPS.
Oh, then I looked at something
So
wrong.
it's 257 with a 780 OPS. 4 homers, 18 RBIs in 74 at bats. So he's been all right.
Okay, it's fine. Never mind.
Yeah, but he's not
sorry.
your everyday center
Sorry.
He's not your everyday center fielder, though.
This guy doesn't know what he's talking about. The loser.
What were you, out last night? All right, Jesse Mendoza, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. Greatly appreciated. Like Voigt's little hitting streak he's got going on. Yeah, is it 8 or 9 in a row right now? I think he's hit 8 or 9 consecutive games, which is very sneaky. Very sneaky.
Pulled that 3-run homer on Friday night. It's pretty damn good. Like he needed that one.
I'm just looking it up though. His game logs here. Okay, so let's see. He has hit in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do I have that right?
8 straight games? Yeah, that sounds right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 consecutive games, including today. So how about that? That's a little surprising.
Well, you need it. I think his OPS is around 800 in those 7 or 8 games.
Oh, I'm sure it should be in those 7 or 8 games. Yeah.
You brought him here for pop. And that's what you need to start seeing here. Because I think that if Luke Voigt can get hot, you can see a run here of a couple of weeks where he's hitting homers every couple games. And this is what that team desperately needs, especially with Machado out of the lineup. You need some threat in there. And he brought Luke Voigt here to be a power threat. And so far it hasn't played out this year. But hopefully he's turning it around and he found his swing. He's going to strike out a lot. That's just who he is. Dude's going to strike out. If he had 500 plate appearances this year, he's going to strike out 200 times. That's just who he is. But if you can get 25 bombs out of him in those 500 bats, which I don't think is going to happen, but that's what they were hoping for. But now if you get close to 20, I think that'd be good. He needs to get hot though to get to that mark, I feel like.
Yeah, probably. His last 15 games, his OPS is 832 in his last 15 games. So he's definitely heated up. He's hit 3 home runs in those 15 games. So yeah, he's playing better baseball, and the Padres need it. With Machado out, he's going to be back in the lineup tomorrow. That's what Bob Melvin said. So that's good news. But without Machado, without Tatis, it's hard. It's like beggars can't be choosers. Just to get one of these two. Right. I know Rogers blew the save, but come on. To get one of two with this lineup, and now you're heading to the road, and you desperately need Machado, and you desperately need Luke Voigt to keep doing this, and you desperately need Trent Grisham to maybe get on some type of run. It's hard to complain about this homestand, really. Milwaukee and Pittsburgh, 3-3 isn't anything to write a novel about, but with this offense, it's not the worst thing in the world. And they're still 13 games over 500 right now.
30-17
for the third consecutive year. They are 30-17. How about that? They've had an identical 30-17 record for 3 consecutive years. That's crazy.
Yeah,
which ties the best start ever.
And you hear people like whatever the word I'm trying to, just overreact like they don't know, like they just to yesterday's game, like this is the end of the world. Right. Oh my God, they lost. Rogers blew a save. They can't get a hit against this. Blah 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 blah. Like, stop. You're just trying to.
Yesterday had nothing to do with and I think you agree, right? Yesterday has nothing to do with Rogers. Just like today has nothing to do with Chris Matt.
Man. He's been used a lot, and Chris Matt today, gave it up there, but overall, Chris Matt's been excellent for this team. Yeah, he's been a guy you can rely on.
Yeah, you can't blame Rogers for last night. You can't blame Chris Matt for today. That's part of baseball. You can blame the offense for not.
People don't know baseball. Think that is not part of baseball.
Ruben, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. Why is Grish's bat flip so sexy? You can answer that, Jim, since you tweeted about
it. Because he got some hard ass in him. He got some red ass in him. And I think when Grisham is doing well, like remember 2020? Dude was mean mugging Clayton Kershaw, throwing baseballs at the Dodgers bullpen, yelling at dugout. Like, that's the type of grit and stuff, and that this Padres team has lacked in the past. And that's why I thought with Grisham after his 2020 season, it's like, all right, finally this team has some red ass in him, and they have a guy who's not afraid to, talk a little shit to the other team. But it all depends if Grisham does well. Like, he can't talk shit if he's not doing well. So today, he's been good of late. If you look at his numbers recently, they've been really good. And today was icing on the cake of his recent little stretch of good games where walk off 2-run homer. I love the bat flip, he did the little shrug there, and it was great to watch.
It was. We're going to get to these super chats. Thank you for the super chats. I always appreciate it. Great way to support this channel. Again, if you're just making your way into the wrap-up show, please consider subscribing as well. Smash that like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. And again, please subscribe to our brand new podcast. There's a link by clicking show more down below or at the top of the chat as well. We do want to tell you about our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. If you have auto, home, renters, or life insurance needs or earthquake insurance needs, Mark Nimitz is your guy. San Diegan, huge Padres fan. He was at the game today wearing a wrap-up show shirt.
Yes.
In his wrap-up show shirt today. So Mark was down at the Padres game as he always is. He's a great insurance agent. He really is. I have my insurance through him. Homeowners and earthquake. I have an insurance claim through him right now. We're having all this work done. He's made it super simple. He's made this process so much easier than I thought it was going to be. So I thank Mark for that. There's a link down below. He's our title sponsor. Again, he's a San Diegan. He's a huge Padres fan. He's a great insurance agent. If you're looking for a way to support this channel, if you have any insurance needs, whatever they are, please, the first call you should make, the first site you should go to is Mark Nimitz's.
Yeah, all his information always is above my head. mnimitz@farmersagent.com. That's mnimitz@farmersagent.com. When you reach out to him, let him know that John and Jim from the Wrap-Up Show sent you.
Yes, please do that. And Gary, thank you for this super chat. Predictions on this 10-game streak against winning teams. That is a streak of games against the Cardinals in St. Louis beginning tomorrow at 11:15, followed by a series in Milwaukee against the Brewers, a team that just took 2 of 3 from the Padres, and then a home series against the Mets. Well, let me ask it like this to the chat. Would you take 5 and 5? What do you say, chat? Would you take 5 and 5? St. Louis, Milwaukee, New York Mets. Would you take 5 and 5? I would start there, Gary. I would take 5 and 5.
I think I would take 5 and 5 too. I think I would. Because after that stretch, you're still 13 games above 500.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's pretty damn good.
Right.
You can maintain 13 games above 500 for a majority of the season. You're gonna make the playoffs. Like, It's not rocket science here. And Machado's dealing with a little bit of an injury. The offense has not been performing well. Now, who knows? They go on the road, they become the greatest team in baseball history.
True.
They score the most runs in baseball on the road, so they can go on the road
and
here.
The fewest at home. That's the fewest at home. Came into today fewest at home.
So, who knows? I expect them to score runs on the road. I don't. Yeah, I'll take 5 and 5. I'll take 5 and 5 because the Mets are a really good team. The Cardinals are always a good team. Who else do they play?
Mets, Cardinals, and Brewers.
The Brewers. They just took. Brewers are a damn good team, and they're probably going to face Burns and Lauer in that series. I don't know the matchups yet, but Woodruff's out there as well. They have great, and then your Hader's probably going to be back for the Brewers at the end of that bullpen. So if you're down in the 7th inning by a run or 2, good luck against Williams and Hader. So yeah, with all that being said, I would absolutely take 5 and 5 right now.
Yeah, the reason I would do it is, first of all, those 3 teams, there's a very realistic scenario. All are in the postseason. The Mets will be. Out of the Brewers, Cardinals, at least one of them will be. There's a likelihood that 2 could be. If you go 5 and 5, there's no problem with that. Now, it's not all on the road. One of those series is at home. You do not have Fernando Tatis Jr.
And Machado's a little injured.
And he's got this tennis elbow situation. If you don't take 5 and 5, the problem with not taking 5 and 5 is there's no guarantee that they don't go into a stretch where they go 3 and 7 over a 10-game period. They could play worse than that as well. Of course, they could play better than that, but they have not had any prolonged stretch where they've played poorly over 2 or 3 consecutive games. If they would have lost today, it would have been 4 out of 5 losses, but they won today.
Right.
So they've been able to avoid it so far. I think this is really tricky, by the way, starting a series at 11:15 a.m. I have no clue who allowed that. I know it's Memorial Day. It makes no sense to me. That game should be later in the day. Traveling across country, losing 2 hours and playing at 11:15 a.m. Pacific, to me, makes no sense.
I would not want to be the scheduling people, I'll tell you that. That'd be the worst job ever.
It would, but it's so rare in the big leagues to start a series of the day game. That's like one time a year a team will do that. Maybe in Chicago against the Cubs at Wrigley, but to travel and then play a day game, that's unheard of. It's
and by the way, Eddie, we know it's a 7-game road trip. We're just talking about, we're throwing the Mets in there. So the next 10 games are against winning teams.
That's and they've been better on the road than at home. So like, it'd almost be better if it was a 10-game road
trip. I know, right?
Michael, thank you again for the super chat. Michael's a longtime viewer. We appreciate that, Michael. Thank you for your support. And again, if you want to weigh in, make sure we get your comment. You can use that super chat function by hitting the $ down below. We appreciate your support of this channel. Michael says, today, like every Sunday home game, I wore my military jersey and it was lucky.
Nice.
Yeah, which is super cool, Michael. Were you at the game or were you just watching on TV?
Was it the blue? Was it the blue one or was it the new greenish camo one? Because
they've kind of grown on me.
Honestly, the greenish camo, kind of like. I didn't like the blue ones. I did not like the blue ones.
No, I like the green. I like the green. I love the fact that it's a tribute to the military. You know what? If it's not the perfect uniform, it's not the perfect uniform. But what the military means to the city is so significant, obviously, that it's just, it puts you in a. It's so easy to watch a baseball game and forget about the fact that you got people like fighting for this country every single day, and the fact that every Sunday at home we're reminded of that, and the fact that you have the troops in the stadium as well, like down the right field line. Like, I think that's pretty cool because a lot of big league teams aren't doing that.
Just get ready for the backlash when the City Connect jerseys come out.
Yeah, hopefully that's not going to be worn on a Sunday. Ashley, thank you for hanging out from Melbourne, Australia.
You,
what time is it in Melbourne? It's got to be at least 20 hours from like now, right? It's got to be like Monday afternoon,
I guess,
or later.
Who was our buddy from the UK the other day? I forget his name. Connor.
Yep.
Sorry, Connor. Connor wanted us to go.
Ahead.
Yeah, Connor wanted us to go. You can watch it on replay, man, if you're not here already. But
that's right.
Yeah.
So Ashley says, listening from Melbourne, is there something about Petco which makes it a low-scoring ballpark? And the answer is absolutely, regardless of the players in the lineup. I mean, the marine layer has been a factor at the ballpark for 20 years. They used to not play downtown, but now that they play downtown, the ball does not travel near as well as it does in Mission Valley.
Right.
So because of being by the ocean, and then secondly, the dimensions have never been hitters' dimensions. They've changed them over the last 20 years. They're still not absurdly favorable to hitters. So I think it's the dimensions, it's the marine layer, it's the baseballs, and it's this team right now that collectively is leading to lower scoring. And this pitching staff is keeping opponents down in scoring as well. So I think all those factors are a reason why we've seen less scoring at Petco this year.
Look at this. Hassan Kim. His road splits and his home splits. Is that just like is that incredible to you to see how the big of a disparity that is for a player?
No, not really. Just like it would be just as incredible to say they're hitting on the road and they're not hitting at home. Like you said, they're the best road offense in baseball and the worst road offense in baseball at home, or whatever, worst home offense in baseball. Like, that's weird. Do I think it continues all year? I don't. Could it? I guess.
But like you said, and I will 100% agree with you, if they're winning games at home, even scoring the lowest in all of baseball, you will take it. So 2 of 3 games, like you win 2 of 3 versus the Pirates, you take it.
Right.
It's not pretty.
Right.
But you take it. And you hope that you can score more in the future. But when you start losing games, like if they lost today, that would be a situation where, now you're starting to lose games. You can't score runs.
Definitely.
Like you're not scoring runs at home, but you're at least winning those games.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I mean, listen, Kim has been awful at home. You're right. I mean, and not just at home, just recently hasn't been good.
No.
So he's had opportunities with men on third, less than 2 outs where he hasn't come through, a few of those recently. Right. So he has to be better. A lot of players on this team need to be better on offense. To your point, they're 30-17. So it's hard to really complain. It's tied for the best start in the history of the franchise.
Think about
30-17.
1998. They started 30-17. They won 98 games. Now, last year's team, if you want to go back to that, yes, they started off extremely well too. And I think
30-17.
We're coming up on the 60 game mark here, right? After this 10 game stretch, we'll be pretty close to that. So you're going to probably look at what their record is at 60 game mark compared to last 60 games, and it's probably going to be similar. And then now it's what do they do for the rest of 100 games where last year's team could not, keep it together. Now it's all right. Same record as pretty much last year after 60 games, one of the best in baseball. Now we see, okay, how much does the manager play a factor in this? How much your injury is going to hurt you? How much is, pitching and bullpen, like trades, like this is where you start to see why they brought in Bob Melvin. And obviously to the stars aligned to get Bob Melvin here, but you're
Sure.
going to see how much he's going to help this team, which Tingler could not do last year.
I do want to talk about this, Sam. I think it's a great point. Can we talk about how Alfaro is miles ahead of Nola? Forget about Alfaro's bat. The play he made in the top of the 10th inning was a game-saving play. There is absolutely no guarantee Trent Grisham homers if you're trailing by a run. Oh, and maybe more than that, because if the run scores, the inning prolongs.
It was a lucky bounce, though, but still, he made a great play.
It was an amazing play. I mean, it was a spectacular play by Jorge Alfaro.
Sometimes you better be lucky than good.
Yeah, I don't even know how lucky they were because the batter was telling the runner to stay. He put the stop sign up, but he was already breaking.
Yeah,
and he was out, and that was a huge play by Jorge Alfaro. Also, 2 hits in this game. I mean, is it really? It's not like Nola's the starting catcher. It's like they have 2 starting catchers. They rotate back and forth between Nola and Alfaro.
The only starters, they don't. No, everyone's going to play. And Melvin said the other day, he's like, you want to get guys playing time. And that's why Alcantara played the other day because they wanted to get him some at-bats. Not ideal, but yeah, you have multiple catchers on this team.
Yeah, you have multiple. Unfortunately, again, I don't know. Alfaro's WAR at the end of the year, I don't know what it's going to be. Nola's WAR at the end of the year, I don't know what it's going to be. But Alfaro, let's just see here. I'm looking at the numbers. Coming into today was hitting 243 with a 648 OPS, and Austin Nola was hitting 214 with a 555 OPS. Nola's OPS plus among the worst in baseball, 65. Yeah. Alfaro's OPS plus coming in was 90. So, to the point of Sam, Alfaro has been the better hitting catcher, and I think he calls good games as well. And that's why he's going to play half the time, if not more. So I'm with you, Sam. I think Jim feels the same way. Alfaro's been better than Nola.
And he's made more of an impact offensively.
Yeah.
Like, won a couple games for them. Maybe not a couple, maybe just one, but still.
Yeah, maybe 1.5 with that play again defensively.
Right. Today. Right. But offensively, that walk-off against Miami, he's made more of an impact with his bat than Nola, 100%. Yeah. And that trade last year, or 2 years ago, Nola has not performed offensively, but maybe that's just not who he is, and this team will never have offensive catcher.
Ever again in the history of the franchise.
Never.
Maybe. This is an interesting point from Michael. I mean, I agree with you, Michael. Maybe there is something here. Kim's splits remind me of Willie Adames' splits when he was at Tampa, sub 600 OPS at the Trop, plus 900 on the road. Said he couldn't see the ball in Tampa. Maybe it's similar for Kim. I'd have to look at his home run splits from last year. I mean,
there is a new batting eye at Petco. I don't know how much that plays a factor into things, but
we think it would be better, if anything, because it's like, what was it a year ago? It's the same color, right? It's green ivy as opposed to green paint. Is that what it is now?
Wasn't it dark blue though?
Was it before? So it's going from blue to green.
I think it was like a darkish blue, and then they put the green ivy up. So maybe that plays a role.
I don't know,
but it's hard to say that the reason why you're not hitting it at home is because of the backdrop.
Right. But looking at his splits from 2021. He didn't hit anywhere in 2021, did he?
Who?
Kim. I'd be surprised.
No, he didn't. No, he did nothing last year.
By the way, last year he was much better at home. 719 OPS at home, 530 on the road.
Okay. So it may be something. I don't know. Baseball is a weird sport, man.
It's a weird game.
It's the weirdest game ever. You can't make. Yeah.
That's crazy. He was plus 200 OPS points last year at home, and this year he's minus 300 OPS points. Figure that out. And if it's the backdrop, if it's the batter's eye, that's pretty wild. But it's possible.
Could be. It's new.
It is possible.
Yeah.
Cam, thank you for the super chat. Thanks, guys, for these super chats. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Cam, Padres win in walk-off fashion. What a game. If you were down there, 4-2. Grisham off the foul pole, probably had maybe 6 inches to work with down that right field line. Padres win at 4-2. Cam, thank you. What's up, man? He says, Met, this homestand. Hopefully we go at least 4-3 on this road trip. Lineup without Manny is dreary, but we'll take this record. That's a summary. There's a summary of where they are. You take it. It's hard to imagine they're better without Manny. They don't have Tatis. They've been amazing on the road, so maybe they can go 4-3 or better on this road trip, but that's kind of it's where they are right now.
Right. You're like they've lost one series and how many right. They lost the Brewers series, and then the other series they lost the last time was against the Dodgers.
That's crazy. That was all the way back in April, early April.
They've lost 3 series this year. Brewers, Dodgers, and then Giants to start the season.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's 3 series. They've lost 3 series. Think about that. And every chunk of like homestand versus a road trip, every single chunk, I don't think they've had a losing record in any of those chunks. Because they went 3-3 in this homestand.
Right. So you're right. There hasn't been one homestand or road trip like they've had a losing record, and that's how you get to 30-17.
Right. And you do that for the entire year, you are winning 95 plus games.
Oh, did they lose the series to the Cubs? Everyone's saying Cubs.
Okay, Cubs.
Yeah, that's right. 2 out of 3.
4.
But still, I mean, to your point, they haven't lost more than 2 games in a row.
Right. And that's because of pitching.
Mm-hmm.
That's because of pitching. And
so they've lost 4 series. But how many series have they played? I mean, whether they won 8, 9 at this point?
Probably.
I mean, they've been really good.
Really good. And like to your point, the pitching is why this team will not, I think, lose 5, 6, 7 games in a row. I just don't see it happening. Like you're gonna have you're gonna have a 3-game losing streak. You're probably gonna have a 4-game losing streak. But
maybe they avoid a longer. I agree, and especially once they get once they get Tatis in the lineup, and they have a little more offense.
Like, do you envision this entire rotation? Gore, Musgrove, Darvish, Minaya, Snell, Martinez, Clevenger when he gets back. That's 7 dudes in a 5 to 6 game span. Do you see them losing 5 in a row one time through the rotation?
I hope not. I mean, it's possible that they all have a bad turn through a rotation, but I hope not. And maybe if they do have a bad turn through the rotation, the offense bails them out. What's to say the offense can't score 8 runs in a game?
I say, hey, guys, it'd be nice if that would happen.
It would be nice. And maybe it happens on the road.
Pick up the pitching, but
yeah.
I mean, Gore was amazing today. Musgrove, I think I saw a stat. He was the first pitcher since I can't remember when to have his first 8 or 9 starts, like quality starts or something like that.
So he's at 9 right now.
He's at 9 straight quality starts of the year.
It's crazy.
I mean,
price is going up.
Yeah, price is going up, man.
Price keeps going up.
Incredible.
They are 1-2 in ERA, by the way. MacKenzie Gore, if he qualified, we talked about he's 5 innings short. He's got a 1.71. If he qualified, he'd lead the National League. And second in the National League, Joe Musgrove with that 1.86.
The one thing that does concern me about Gore, and it's not his pitching, it's more or less the innings go. Like, okay, you're at 42 innings now,
right,
on the year.
Yeah,
where's your limit? And they're not going to tell us. Like, they're not going to say, yeah, his limit's at 110, right?
Did they skip him with the 1 turn? They did. They put him in the bullpen. He threw 3 innings.
Yeah.
I mean, if it can't be more than 125. He's thrown 50 combined innings the last 2 years. Now there was some backfield stuff and I don't know, AZL stuff maybe in there that could bump that number up. But I'd be surprised if it was more than 125.
And his secondary pitches today were
really good.
Chef's kiss.
A lot of swings and misses.
And I saw
he walked some guy. He walked 3 batters.
And I saw in the chat, well, he's facing the Pirates. No, stop it.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean anything. I mean, because Taylor Rogers was facing the Pirates in the 9th inning. Nabil Krismat was facing the Pirates in the 8th inning.
Right. Like, it's big. These are all big leaguers. And if you go out there and you throw 7, shutout innings or close to that or get into the 7th, it's a damn good accomplishment.
Dare we?
Oh, God. We're gonna break this whole thing down on Tuesday, by the way, when we return to the radio.
I know, but it's I know, but we should. I know.
No, John, this is the best sports story of the year. We're keeping it, and it's going to be talked about on Tuesday for a full, long segment.
Well, then we should talk about it right now. If we're going to talk about it Tuesday, we should be talking about it right now.
All right, where do you want to start?
Well, I think I'm on team, not Tommy. So I'm not saying I'm on team Jock. I will not defend Tommy Pham for slapping a player 9 months after he left the fantasy football league because he was offended by a meme GIF from Jock Peterson that was also sent to 3 or 4 other Padres teammates that was obviously, clearly, definitively a joke.
Right.
So 9 months after a joke, you slap someone in the head. Don't mess with my money. It's not Jock's fault you left the league. You probably were 0-5 when you left the league.
This is the definition of being soft. like you get upset and offended by that GIF, which was not even bad, by the way. Like Jock had the receipts, dude. If people didn't see it, Jock had the receipts.
It was amazing.
Now they're both idiots. I think like I'm not gonna say that Team Jock all the way, but I can't defend Tommy Pham here. Like,
well, what about Tommy Pham saying he disrespected the Padres? But remember, 4 other Padres were in the fantasy league. Were they so disrespected?
You know how many people disrespected the Padres last year for their collapse? Come on, stop it.
And it wasn't that disrespectful. It's a GIF, whatever the hell you call it.
You can't take it. If you can't take a joke, bro, you can't take a meme joke. I mean, you're soft.
And Mike Travis says the GIF was accurate. I mean,
they
collapsed.
If Padres fans don't agree with it, it's like, guys, I don't know what to tell you. It's not like he straight up was like, I don't know, said some like legit disrespectful things. It was a GIF. And now if there's a situation where like Jock Peterson owed $25,000, yeah, I'd be upset too. But I'm also not slapping a dude across the face like a girl.
No,
like,
I don't think he owed. I think Tommy was in the league and then he left the league and he had paid the entry fee.
Oh, so
yeah.
So then he got upset because he didn't get his money back?
Right. So it was like, I'm making it up. I want to say it was like a $10K entry fee.
Everything, John. If that's the case, I have to go back and read it because I haven't really read the whole full story. But if that's the case,
yeah.
If he
messing with his money, he entered this league and then he left the league, so he couldn't,
Dude, what a punk. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, actually put it in the chat, folks, because Team Tommy or Team Jock or Team No One.
Right.
Team Tommy, Team Jock, Team No One. We'll pull some up on screen here. Yeah. I get that people are going to defend Tommy a little bit because he felt as if Jock disrespected the Padres. I thought Tommy disrespected the Padres with his play the last 2 years, to be honest with you. I thought Tommy disrespected Ha-Seong Kim when he slammed into him and didn't look after his health and welfare and ran into the dugout kicking and screaming.
Facts.
I thought Tommy wasn't really looking after the Padres when he made poor decisions off the field.
Facts.
That's how I feel.
Facts. And also, I think it was disrespectful to the organization when you try to fight Padres fans outside of Petco Park for, kind of ragging you in the outfield.
Team Voit. Remember, Tommy went after Voit.
Team Voit, baby. Yeah. But yeah, it's and if you saw the slap too, by the way, like I know I said Tommy Pham's the ultimate hold me back guy.
Yep.
If you plan on fighting somebody, right? The worst move, not the worst move, but the biggest like punk move you could do is slap them to make sure then they all of a sudden come after you. If you're gonna fight, just go after the dude, right? Don't slap him.
Right, you didn't punch him.
Yeah, you slapped him across the face and you backed up. And Jock's like, what the hell? And then everybody came over. You were not going to do anything.
Team, they shouldn't be on teams. By the way, it's like gone to Jock. He's like played poorly. The Giants have played poorly. I don't know what they did today. Did the Giants win today against Cincinnati or not?
They did, yeah.
They had been playing poorly. Yeah, I just think Jock's comments to the media were so funny.
Dude,
it was he's like, hey, I picked it. Jeff Wilson was, he was hurt a little bit, and I had him on my bench. And then, week 6 he got activated. Like he was sharing everything about this fantasy football league. It was the most ridiculous. It was so ridiculous.
I think Tommy's just a giant hothead, and this just proves like the point of him being completely not level-headed at all, and just all about Tommy Pham and all about his own money, and not a true like team player. And I wouldn't doubt if he was a big, like, not cancer in the clubhouse last year, but maybe caused problems in the clubhouse last year. Like, it wouldn't shock me. Probably wouldn't shock me either if some Padres were like, dude, get this guy out of here. Like, what is he doing? So I just like, I can't defend Tommy Pham. I don't care if he disrespected the Padres. It was a GIF. Get over it. You're soft. The team sucked last year in the second half of the season. It's a GIF. Like if someone sends me a GIF
of like, yo, your show sucks, and it's like,
oh, thanks. Cares?
Yeah,
like
whatever.
I'm not gonna go and slap you like
right. Like, 9 months later, come on.
It's just, bro.
Now the money thing, Tommy and his money. All he talks about is money. I'm gonna get my numbers. I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna reset my.
I'm gonna reset my market.
Yeah, I mean that's Tommy Pham, by the way. That's what Tommy Pham cares about. Okay, let's get off the subject and back to Padres baseball. Thank you, Jake, Buy Bitcoin Daily, who just dropped off his last passenger.
Nice.
So, Jake, thanks for hanging out with us. This offense is trash. I'm assuming that's what he means with this emoji. Gore's pitching like a legit 2 or 3. No, Gore's pitching like a legit 1 or 2, Jake. He's got a 1.71 that would lead baseball, or excuse me, the National League. He says, cannot wait for Manny to get back tomorrow. # go Padres.
Well, thank you, Jake. I appreciate that.
Thanks, Jake, for the super.
Gore is pitching like, actually, I think a legit ace at this moment. You expect him to go out there and give you 6 strong innings. And I know it's very early in his career, but he just has that it factor, at least to me. And it's like one of those things where you go, a couple years from now, that guy's going to be talked about probably as one of the best pitchers in baseball, potentially, if not maybe sooner. And that's a testament to the work that MacKenzie Gore has done for the last 2 years, where we all wanted to trade him, myself included, because we didn't even know if this dude was going to turn it around after the 2020 disaster season and then 2021 as well. So for him to turn it around and be where he is right now, it's only 8 starts, but still, it looks like he's got the it factor.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And in regards to us wanting to trade him, it was more like we were willing for the Padres to consider moving him. I said he shouldn't be untouchable based on his 4 years in the minor leagues, but AJ Preller, give him credit for this. I mean, not moving MacKenzie Gore could be one of the best moves he'll make as the GM.
Like, we wanted to trade MacKenzie Gore because we thought that would make the team better. Not because we just wanted to, we thought that they should just get rid of him. We thought that they could potentially get something that would make this team really good for MacKenzie Gore. And we didn't even know if MacKenzie Gore was going to be anything. So it's like, why not trade for the now? And in turn, MacKenzie Gore is actually the now, you know?
By the way, and I don't want to get back to fan, but I have to mention this. If the buy-in fee was $25K, Jim, like you said, and I think I heard maybe it was 10, but even if it was 25, right? That's a lot of money. We all think that. Yeah. His 3-game suspension is $111,000.
So, yeah.
Not even close.
You claim to be a high roller at Vegas, like he did.
Hey, what does that even mean?
$25,000 is nothing.
Right. Apparently for him, he's such a big high roller.
Dude, he's soft. Tommy Pham is soft.
Luis says this lineup is missing a certain high roller. I don't know if it is or not. This off Twitch, Gore's fastball is one of the highest whiff percentages in baseball. He's the real deal. I mean, you throw 99 from the left side and you command your pitches, and you throw breaking pitches for strikes. You can get away with 2 or 3 walks, which is what he did here today. This was first time in his career he worked into a 7th inning. Like you said, I mean, you can see why some could envision him as the ace of a staff. You can see that. We see it right now.
I think one of his last pitches was 98 miles an hour. Like, that's really crazy. You're up to around 100 pitches in the 7th inning, and you're still throwing 98. Damn.
How about that? Though he only threw 94 pitches in 7 innings.
Very efficient.
Pretty efficient. Really efficient. He really was. What else happened in this game?
Profar, the 2-run homer, which was great. And also out of the game, Will Myers, inflammation in his knee.
Okay, so Myers you look at this, his power numbers are so concerning. Whether it's
like 300.
What's that?
His slug is like 300s.
Yeah, so whether it was the thumb, and then he's had this knee thing pop up and flare up over parts of the last 3 years. The outfield production is concerning. Now you get the Profar home run, you get the Trent Grisham home run. So that's really good, and that's encouraging, and that's something to build off of. But the Myers season is like, wait, what? This guy's making $20 million a year. He's hit a home run. He's hit a home run this year for you. So, yeah, that's a concern. Like, it is a concern.
And thank goodness for Jurickson Profar. Because imagine if he was also not hitting for power. Then you have and I saw a stat from somebody that all 6 of Grisham's home runs have either given the Padres the lead or tied the game up.
Great stat.
So that is clutch hitting right there from Jurickson Profar, who doesn't have great average, and he'll go into big slumps for you. But if you can get some timely hits throughout the season, you're extremely valuable, and Profar is doing that right now.
Now, I will say this to Cam's point, and I wanted to tweet about it. Nobody did. I was going to tweet about it, but I didn't want to get into it. That was a poorly played ball. That was a poorly played ball that set up that 2-run inning for the Pirates, whenever that was, in the top of the 8th inning off Grismat. He got a slow jump on it. That's happened a couple times this year. Whatever. They won, and he hit a 2-run home run. But, yeah, there's something to be desired based on their outfield play as well, like just their defense. And Profar's had all these, he's thrown all these guys out. He's had all these outfield assists, but I'm with you, Cam. I wanted to tweet that and I never got around to it. I thought that was a really poorly played ball. You can't get your entire mitt on it and drop a ball. It's the big leagues. If your mitt's on the ball, you should catch it.
Well, he's not like Willie Mays or something.
No, and left field certainly isn't polo ground center field either at 480.
I get it. I know.
It's like ball was hit like 300 feet and it's over his head. Like
right.
Any ball that's not on the warning track should be caught. Maybe that was on the warning track. That ball's got to be caught. We did talk a little bit about this. Great play.
Yep. Yeah, great play. And I know the ball bounced to him, but sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good. And he made a great play on it afterwards and saved the game for the Padres because you're right. You don't know if Grisham's going to hit that 2-run homer in the next inning or not.
This is awesome. Ben Farella, who's on the road, right? He's been touring. He's in Bethlehem. So this allows me to go on my minor league baseball rant because, Ben, I spent 10 years in Bethlehem.
Dude, you spent years everywhere.
In the Lehigh Valley. So Allentown, Bethlehem, Easton.
Are these in real places?
Dude, come on, man. Don't disrespect Bethlehem like that.
I've never heard of it.
Home of Lehigh. Have you heard of CJ McCollum? Have you ever watched basketball before?
No, it's my first day, actually.
Well, CJ McCollum spent 4 years in Bethlehem with Lehigh. I spent 10 years in Bethlehem. Ben, you should hit up an Iron Pigs game. It's about 10 minutes away, 15 minutes. Go see the Phillies AAA affiliate in Allentown.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Sam, thank you for the super, Ben. Thank you guys for the super chats here tonight.
Appreciate
it. Drew is in Tucson.
What up, Drew?
What's up, Drew?
Hot there?
Now, Rich, you're from out of where are you? What's this Coatesville and Pottsville? Maybe I missed it. This is a Pennsylvania reference from Rich.
Oh, see. Okay. Great. I'm glad you guys are in conversations. Good job.
Sam, yeah, did you realize that? Jim, did you know that? I spent 15 years in the minors. Did you know that?
15 years?
Yeah.
I didn't. Wow. It's a long time.
Rich, you're from Kutztown?
Nice.
Shout out, Kutztown.
Shout out, Kutztown. Let's get this to David here. What up, David?
Shout out, new subscriber.
Yes. I'm going to give a like to David in the chat.
Yeah, thank you, David, for hanging out with us. We appreciate it, man. Real quick here, and I'll leave this subject, but Coatesville is where Rip Hamilton played high school basketball. And there was a Coatesville Lower Merion game when Kobe was a senior and Rip Hamilton was a junior between Lower Merion and Coatesville. And I want to say Coatesville might have won that game. I forget. How about that?
Wow.
Yeah. Unlike Jim's basketball career that we spend more time talking about than anything else.
Don't disrespect, bro. It's okay. Did you know that the raspberry lemonade flavor of Aura is my favorite pre-workout?
We do want to thank Aura for the support of the wrap-up show. If you click this Take the Quiz button down below, you will get 30% off your first order. Aura's co-founder, Will, is a San Diegan and a huge Padres fan, Will. This is a plant-based nutrition company. If you're looking to improve your health, please do so with Aura Probiotics. I take a probiotic every single day through Aura for digestion, heart health, mental clarity, and a zillion other reasons. They have proteins. Jim just talked about it. Strawberry lemonade after workouts. They have pre-workout supplements. They have omega-3 oils. They have immunity supplements, sleep supplements, so many great products. There's a link down below. You can browse as you watch or listen to the wrap-up show, ora.organic. Great way to support this channel. If you want to improve your health this year, ora.organic. Click that link down below.
Yeah, the raspberry lemonade flavor, John, pre-workout, is my favorite. And go there right now, www.aura.organic. They have everything you need to live a healthy lifestyle. If you want to get your greens in the morning, you got it. You're on the run. You got protein powder. You got the great pre-workout that I was just talking about. They have probiotics, they have fish oil pills, everything you need to stay healthy. Go there right now. We're hooking you up 30% off your first order. Take the quiz. You see that right there in the screen. Go there right now, and you will definitely thank us later.
Well said. Well said.
Yep. Hey, did you guys know that John went to high school with Kobe Bryant?
Did you know that?
And he was in the minors for 15 years. I just found this out tonight. It's kind of incredible.
I should do a channel just with obscure Bethlehem facts for Big Dog.
He'll be your one subscriber.
Him and maybe Ben Farella, who's in Bethlehem right now.
Maybe, probably, yeah.
Thank you, Michael, for saying this. We do appreciate that. Seriously.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate you, Michael.
Really appreciate that. I'm looking at this box score today. Did you see? I saw the stat today. The Padres have out-hit their opponents for each of the last 11 days. I don't know how many games that is. 9. So they have out-hit their opponent. That's how good the pitching has been. I'm not really speaking to the hitting, but I'm speaking to the pitching. Pirates today had 5 hits. I don't even know if the Pirates had 15 hits in this series.
Dude, the pitching's been amazing.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the Pirates had 5 hits today. They came off Chrismat, essentially.
Like, think about this. Imagine this rotation with, like, Devin Williams and Taylor Rogers, or like Josh Hader and like Taylor Rogers
with another like an 8th inning piece.
With an 8th inning piece that's just as dominant.
Yes,
this team would be. I mean, they're already great, but it would be to another level because of how many quality innings the starting staff is giving you, and the gap, and the bridge you have to get to the later innings is like not a big thing.
Well, here's the thing. They've blown 9 saves, 4th most in baseball. They've lost 4 games leading into the 8th inning, most in baseball. So to your point, take away a loss.
Yeah.
Take away a blown save or 2. I mean, they're 30-17. Even one more win, 31-16, they'd be 15 over, 32 and, you do the math on it. I mean,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. They could easily be 15 games over 500.
And to think about, you're like, this team is where they're at. And then you look at their lineup today, you're like, wow, how is this? And now, granted, I know Tatis and Machado aren't in it. Those are 2 ginormous pieces of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But even with Machado in the lineup, you're still missing Tatis, and the lineup has not performed well all season. So you're like, with the bullpen bridge to Rogers and the majority of your lineup, the way that's been playing, and you're 30-17.
Crazy.
Like, what? That's just a testament to the pitching staff, to Bob Melvin, and how great Manny Machado is.
I completely agree. I completely agree. Irie Fan Geek, who is a loyal viewer of this channel, thanks for hanging out with us as always. I'm going to disagree with one of these. Sorry, it's run its course with Will. I don't care if you get him for $11 million a year. Sorry.
Bye. Done.
Musgrove,
Done.
yes. I will make that deal right now. 5 for 120 is 24 a year. They could have got him for less. They could have done it in the offseason.
Yep.
Done 5 for 90, 5 for 85. That's on AJ Preller and the front office and ownership. But I'm doing the 5 for 120 right now. Will Myers, enjoy your time in Tampa. I hope you hit. Go to
Colorado and become the biggest thorn in the Padres side ever.
Yeah, and he will be. He will be. I'm not saying he won't be that. I just feel like he's worn out his welcome.
Not only worn out his welcome, he's just not performing. Like, he's just the most inconsistent player of all time. It's like every year, this dude has so much potential, right? I mean, if he could be a 30-20 guy every year,
and he never is. Jim, is he going to hit 15 home runs? He's hit 1. Is he going to hit 15?
No, he will not.
Yeah,
I think he has this knee issue that's going to just be messing with him the entire year. And I think he's already said that he has issues and he has injuries that will not be fully healed until the end of the season when he has to get surgery.
He's not a kid anymore. Like, he's got these arthritic knees.
It's just not there. And he could turn it around, but you can't rely on him. You just can't.
I agree with you. Rich, thanks for the plug for the merch. Everyone asks what the wrap-up is when I wear the hat. This is the Real Deal postgame. We appreciate you saying that. That does allow me to plug the merch. And Jim's got some merch in the background there. There's the cap. I'm going to show you the merch. There's a link down below for wrap-up show merch. Great way to support this channel. We really do appreciate it. Women's T-shirts, sweatshirts, caps, mugs, hoodies, T-shirts, hats, mugs, hoodies, T-shirts.
Yeah.
Anything you need. Bucket hats. It's almost Father's Day. Get yourself a present. Stickers.
I'm wearing a hat right now. What's up? How you doing?
Let me see that. I like that, dude. That's a good look.
What's up?
That's a good look. I'm actually going to put a link in the chat right now if you want to check out some stuff while we hang out with you on this Sunday evening during Memorial Day weekend. So, yeah, great way to support the channel. T-shirts, caps, things starting around $20. You can check it out again at that link I just put in the chat. And oh, by the way, for the next 3 days, 15% off everything. 15% off everything.
Let's
click that link right now if you want 15% off. I think this is a very good question from Sam. What happens if Myers goes on the IL?
Come on down.
Mazzara? Rooker?
Is he even healthy?
These guys are hitting. Yeah, they're starting to hit a little bit.
I think Mazzara will be up.
Let's see.
I think he hit a home run tonight.
Did
he? Yeah, and he's doing very well in the minors. I think Mazzara will come up. Yeah.
I want some Chihuahua stats. Am I the only one that wants Chihuahua stats?
Yeah, I think
probably.
You are.
Probably.
No Yasiel Puig. I'm sorry.
Dude, Rooker's OPS is 966.
Bring him up, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus. Come on,
Mazzara's been great, like you said. Mazzara's OPS is 1,044. Trace Thompson's 1,244. Beatty's 1,059. It's impossible to gauge anything based on what's happening in AAA. It's impossible.
Right. It's a lot of times these guys are quad A players. Like they just crush it in AAA and then come to the bigs and you can't hit even 150.
Right.
So it is what it is sometimes. It is what it is.
Yeah, I agree with this, Sam. I do.
I think so too. Tatis is going on the road with them. That's
he's only one home run behind him right now, right?
Right. He's been on the IL the entire year and he's one home run behind.
That's
Myers.
So stupid.
I mean, dude. Yeah, who hits more homers this year, Tatis or Voit and Myers combined?
Wait, Tatis or Voit and Myers? I'll take Voit and Myers because I hope it's Voit and Myers. I hope they combine to hit like 25. That would be like just like 10 each. And then it's going to be hard for Tatis to hit 25 and a half a year.
True.
So I'm hoping Myers and Voit can hit 25. They've hit 4. Can they hit another 20? Sorry about that, Rich. We don't really control when the things go on sale. That's for the site.
sorry, Rich.
But thanks for the plug.
If we could, we would, but we don't. So
people are saying, like you said, Mazzara, Rooker, the Puig thing. I don't think so at this point.
I don't think so.
I don't. No. But yeah, Mazzara's numbers are really good. They're really good.
Yeah.
Now, CJ, I mean, we talked about this earlier. I'm glad that they're giving him some time in the outfield. And I think long term, he could absolutely be an answer in the outfield. I don't see him being the first up. I just don't see that happening. He needs his consistency and rhythm in the minor leagues right now.
Right.
You agree?
100%. I agree, John.
Did you see a recent interview from Musgrove?
No.
From Musgrove's latest interview, sounds like he wants to get paid, and if the Padres don't give him what he wants, he's going to walk away, even if it hurts him more than us, the fans. Is there a link for that, Gil, that you could put in the chat?
Sounds like he wants to get paid.
Well, he certainly wants to get paid, I would think.
Yeah, it's
who doesn't want to get paid? I mean,
I didn't see anything, and I think of course you can interpret it however you want. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, he sounds like he's upset, but he's probably just the way he sounds or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. I didn't see this recent interview.
Well, here I will say this. I'm comfortable saying this. I mean, if he's not re-signed in season, it's a serious risk. I mean, they're definitely leaving it to chance
the biggest
at that
risk.
point.
Massive risk.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do agree with Gil that, like, if it's not done, then it's going to be hard to get it done. Like, heading into the offseason with it not done, good luck. But I still believe that there's a scenario where they can get it done in season. Maybe I'm wrong because he's had 9 consecutive quality starts. Oh, you heard it with Darnay.
Guess we got to text Darnay.
I was just on with actually Darnay earlier today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it must be nice. How'd the other half live?
I don't know.
I'll be on Sports Wrap tonight. NBC 7.
Oh, cool. One half of John and Jim.
Yeah,
perfect.
I didn't mention Jim one time in the entire thing.
Oh, John and Jim show, but here's John.
He was like, "Hey, it's John Schaefer from Extra 1360 and John Schaefer from the John Schaefer Wrap-Up Show."
And John Schaefer from the John Schaefer Show.
Yeah,
just have me like in the background, just like do nothing.
But yes, and I love that handle, Manthony 18. Price is going up for for Musgrove. Couple more, Jim. Couple more. I didn't even look at the.
I know.
Couple more. Hold on. Oh, what'd you click on?
I think we should consider Campy as a legitimate chance in the bigs. Hard to be worse than Nola.
But how is he defensively?
Yeah, Nola has a better rapport with the pitchers, and I think especially like Blake Snell and stuff. So, yeah, there could be an opportunity, but maybe they're making sure that he is 100% up, up to par as far as defensively goes as a catcher. So when you bring him to the big leagues, you're not sticking him on the bench. You're playing him majority of the time behind the plate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what other role he has. He's not going to DH for this team right now.
No.
Not with Voit, not with Cano. Not happening. Yeah, hopefully something happens by the All-Star break. Hopefully.
They don't resign. If they don't resign Musgrove, that's just a giant failure on everybody's part.
Like, yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. Obviously,
like why?
Why didn't you get a deal done? Like, there's no reason. There's no reason. It doesn't make any sense. He's not your number one priority.
Yeah, he's your number one priority. Number one.
Here's the thing, Renee. This happens in baseball. I mean, if this was a bad team, maybe this is a factor, but this is a good team. It happens. Yeah. Musgrove's 5-0 in 9 starts. That's still pretty good.
Pitchers
Gore's
like their
a rookie. Just pitch.
Yeah. Pitchers like their wins, but it's now proven that wins mean absolutely nothing to as far as starting pitchers go. I mean, you see Cy Young winners now win 11 games.
Right.
So it's not the end all be all like it used to be.
Oh, I know what I wanted to mention. I knew there was something I wanted to mention. Benintendi. He was listed among trade targets somewhere, and the Padres were listed as someone that could be interested in him. Andrew Benintendi with Kansas City has had an amazing year. 1.7 WAR. He's hitting 323. Now, he's not a power hitter, but he's had an amazing year. Obviously, they could use the outfield help. He's played 45 games for the Royals this year. He's got an 816 OPS, which is good. He had a 766 OPS last year, which is solid. What do you think of the name Andrew Benintendi having the best season of his career with the Royals? How old is he? Real quick. He is 27 years of age.
Yeah,
I would agent after this year.
Absolutely love Andrew Benintendi. And you say him being a free agent, that would make me think he would not cost a top prospect.
Agreed.
So I think you could find ways to get it done. I think that should be a definite target of the Padres. But guess what? He's also going to be a target of 20 other teams or 15 other teams.
Right.
Maybe less than that. But you get my point.
Yeah, 10 teams, 8 teams.
It's not going to Andrew Benintendi is available. Of course he's going to go to the Padres. What about the Dodgers? What about the Mets? What about the Phillies? What about the Braves? What about the, American League teams? A lot of teams will be looking for outfield depth and outfield bats that are having good years, and he's one of them on a bad team. So
I think Benintendi more realistic, obviously, than Soto. Michael, we all want Soto. That might be tough.
Everyone wants Soto. Not happening.
It would be great if they could pull something like that off. And then JD Martinez, he's going to cost something. No. And to Sam's point, Boston, is Boston really going to sell? They'll find a way to get into it. It's hard to imagine they sell off JD Martinez.
Nice, but baseball, but not happening.
Yeah. Who do you think we would give up if we were to trade for Benintendi? Like Jim just said, if you're not going to give up any of your top 4 prospects to pull something like that off, I wouldn't think.
The only way that I think they would do that is if it was Campusano for Benintendi straight up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true.
They're not going to. They would not do Abrams. They're not going to do Hassel. But if you did Campusano for Benintendi straight up, I think they would consider it.
What was the Frazier deal for your number 10 prospect? Tucupita Marcana.
Tucupita.
So that Frazier still had a year of control after that as well. So this would be a rental. I think it costs you your 10th best prospect.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, it's not going to cost you Campus. I don't think it would cost you Campusano. But I'm just saying, if they were to even attempt to ask for a top prospect, and it's look, we just want one of them. That's it. Mm-hmm. Then you might think about it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you said there, John, probably around their 8th to 12th prospect range is what you'll be looking at.
Agree. The thing with Reynolds is he's got all this controllability. That's not even a word. That's where it would cost you a couple of.
Yeah.
What's that?
He's under control for a long time.
Yeah, so I think it would cost you a couple of top 10 prospects. I know it would actually. It would definitely cost them a couple of top 10 prospects. Maybe that's still worth it,
Right.
And I agree, Sam. I don't think you trade a top 5, but
No.
I think you trade probably a top 10 if you really want him. I do.
Yep.
All right, guys, we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow night. Memorial Day. We know the Padres play early, 11:15 a.m. against the Cards. We'll be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. for another edition of the Wrap-Up Show. Thanks for hanging out with us. Again, thank you for your support of this channel. If you're a Padres fan, we are here for you. We have year-round content, whether it's your first time here or you've been here with us for a long time. Please subscribe. Please hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when we go live. Please smash the like button as well. And please follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at John and Jim. Also, we've got our podcast available to you. You can subscribe to our podcast. I'm going to put the link right now in the chat for that. So if you missed the show, if you just want the audio and you don't want the video after the fact, you can subscribe to our podcast. Please support our partners, Mark Nimitz and Farmers Insurance. He can save you $750 on your insurance here this year. Mark Nimitz, there's a link down below. He's our title sponsor. Auto, home, renter's life, earthquake insurance. He's your guy. Also, Ora.organic. There's a link down below. ORA.organic. Also founded by San Diegan, our buddy Will. Great company, plant-based nutritional products, probiotics, proteins, omega-3 oils, and more. Jim, have a good Memorial Day, my friend.
All right, you too. I will see you tomorrow.
We will be back tomorrow night, guys. Have a great Memorial Day. All right, go Padres. We'll see you tomorrow night.